Let me know when you're ready to go to the next slide.
Sounds great. Hi, everybody. My name is Lisa Sanford. I work within the food and beverage department, for those of you that don't know me. And I got to take part in helping with this online process of ordering and reservations and things of that nature. So my hope today is that by the end of this hour, you're feeling a little bit more confident that you can go out and do it yourself. And place orders online if that's something you'd like to do, because it's difficult to get in on the phone, and we understand that. Or make reservations, because that's a difficult one as well to get in and catch a live person. But the good news is you have control of all that through this online thing. And I just peeked at the questions real quick, and somebody had mentioned something about, oh, I know for sure I can't change my online reservation. We will go over that specifically today and some other questions that have come up in the past. So per all the usual Zoom housekeeping things, you're going to be staying on mute. It will be recorded, so if you feel like you need to go back and watch it again, that will be out there wherever those normally get posted. If you do have a question, please feel free to submit them, and as we go through the different sections, we will answer them accordingly. And that's about it. So first, we're going to go over how to set up an account, how to tell if you even have an account. Even a little before that, how do you get to that page to where you would log in? So logging into the portal itself, ordering online, and starting June 1st, you'll be able to order online for White Oak Grill as well. So for those of you that live on that side of campus, that'll be great. Over there, it will be pickup only, but you can order it online. And then also how to reserve for either dining room when we open up White Oak Grill again. And then we'll take any questions, like I said, throughout, depending on the situation. Okay, Susan, I think I'm next ready to go ahead and move on. And I'm going to share my screen with you all. Okay, so you should be seeing the Willamette View main page, willametteview.org. Yes? Susan, is that what you guys see?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure. So this is one very easy way to get to the main portal page if you forget how, if you don't remember, because it's a wonky address to get to. I do this every day, even though I go to it 100 times a day, I think. I just scroll down to the very bottom, and it says your resident website down here on the very bottom, kind of on the left. I don't know if you see my mouse going in circles right there, and I click on it. That's going to take you to your resident webpage. So up at the top, we have all these little widgets across. You see when I move my mouse, it highlights them in yellow. We're going to go to dining. And there's tons of information here. You have your menus here, the dining hours here highlighted in yellow. I'm going to skip over this one for a second. If you want to give a speak up, give us some feedback. And then the resident food and dining committee tag. Right here in the right smack dab in the middle, highlighting in yellow as I go over it, food and beverage online portal. You want that. So if you click on that, it's going to give you quite a few resources for you. Over on the far right, this is an instructional video that I made before we opened. It's going to be very similar to what I'm doing right this second, talking to you, except it's like, this is version 2 basically of that video, what we're doing today. So if you need to go see it again, it's like, gosh, I don't quite remember what Lisa was saying. You can come and watch another video and watch me do it again. This here next to it to the left where it says portal user guide, it's a PDF form. If you click on that, it will give you something you can print out if you wanted. Or you can leave it online. These two things up here are little links. So if you're like, gosh, I just need to get to the reservation online thing, this is actually a link right here, which is kind of cool. I didn't know that when I made it. But there it is, and it'll take you specifically to ordering, or it'll take you specifically to reservations. Okay, so those are there for you to use. In the meantime, this Zoom thing here, that was from our the one that Kim did right before we opened. That's what that Zoom one is. Anyways, but on the left, food and beverage online portal link. On the far left, right under the word portal user guide. And then it'll take you to this nice picture. And you want to click here to access the portal, click here. And we've gotten the question, why do I have to log into the resident website and log into this? Why can't it be the same? Why can't it be fluid? The resident website is maintained by the residents, if I understand correctly, and this is maintained by Visual Touch, which is our point of sale software company, and they're two total separate entities, so they don't talk to each other. So that's why. And this also has a lot of private, like financial accounts stuff attached to it as well. So if I'm not mistaken, it also has different security information. Okay, so once you're here, your question's like, okay, do I or do I not have an account? So it's like, I don't know what my password is. Here's the easiest way to check. There is right under this big sign-in link, there is a forgot password link. Click on that. It'll automatically pop up. It has my email in here because mine's always up in that spot. And if you hit continue, and it takes a moment, there's a few things throughout, it takes a moment for it to understand. If you have an account created and you're not sure, this green box will show up, okay? And it'll say, yay, resetting your password information was sent to your email address. So you'll go back to your email box. There's going to be an email from order@ordervt.com. It's a very plain email. It has like 3 sentences. This is the one that everybody thought was a spam a few weeks ago, and it's not. So just click on the link that's in there, and it will take you through the process. You just follow those steps to reset your password and you're ready to go. Now, what happens if you do that and you don't have an account? What happens then? So I just put in some bogus email address, forgot, hit continue. You're going to get an invalid email account error message. That's when your account is not quite set up right. And I just need to link your financial account to the portal. So what you would do is just email me directly at that email address. That's my direct email address that you can get a hold of me at. Okay, so that's how you figure out if you even have an account. So hopefully that solves some mystery for some people. So let's go ahead and sign in. There's my username. It's my email address. And the email addresses that I used are the ones that are on the resident directory. And if that's no longer your email address, then your account's probably not going to work. So just get in contact with me and I'll update it. Let me make sure I put in my correct password. And you click sign in. Again, this, when you see it kind of fade out a little bit and you see a little dotted circle going on in the middle there, it's thinking. It takes a minute to think sometimes. It's a little frustrating. I feel it's a little slower than it should be, but I promise you it's going to get you there. This open page that you come to, this is called your dashboard. And this is whenever you log in, this will be the first thing that you come to. So a little bit of what's going on here. On your far left side, way over here, you got some green buttons. And they're changing colors as I move my mouse button, my mouse pointer guy. These are your navigation buttons, and those will follow you through different pages. It's not always there, but it's frequently there for you. Down through here, this is the type of plan you have. I'm an employee, so I have an associate's plan. This is your account balance. This is your incline charge. You bought a glass of wine in the dining room. That's an incline charge. You got your hair done at the beauty salon. That's an incline charge. All those things will show up here. It's not necessarily all food and beverage related, just kind of food for thought. This is your prepaid balance. These are your points. And then this over here is the health center terrace meal plan. You have your online ordering. You can see your account statement. So you're like, hey, I don't know if I got charged for that, the other day, or I don't know why I'm getting charged for XYZ. You can look here, order history, what you ordered online, your history there, and then make a reservation, which we'll get into more detail in a minute. These two buttons in the middle, the account statement and order history, I'm not going to go into any depth other than to say there they are. On your left-hand side, this dashboard button will bring you back to this main page wherever you are. Your basic account information. This is the same account statement over on your left-hand side where it's highlighted now in a tan orange color. That's the same button as this big button down in the middle with like a newspaper on it, resembling your account statement. Looks more like a newspaper to me. Order history and my reservations. This is going to be your best friend right here, my reservations, but I'll get into that a little bit more. So let's start an order now. So I'm going to come, I don't know if you can see my mouse moving there next to the little shopping cart. We're going to go shopping for our meal. So when you click on that, it's going to take you to this page and go through each step. Number one, place an order for where? Riverview delivery, which is a $5 charge now. Riverview pickup, and starting on June 1st, you're going to have White Oak Grill or WOG pickup to choose from as well. So choose one of these, whatever it is that you want to do. If you select on number 2, order schedule, if you select today as soon as possible, that means once you're done placing your order, it's going directly to the kitchen at that moment. So if you go in and you hit today as soon as possible, it's 2:15. We don't have a lunch service at this time. So therefore there's going to be no options for you. Okay. So when you get here, you're like, I tried ordering online, there's nothing there. Go back and check your settings. Okay. I'm just hitting this back button on the browser key itself up at the very top. I don't know if you see my mouse up there. So I'm going to click that back to get over there. So, all right, I'm going to place my order for dinner later tonight. So I'm going to put schedule the date of time. Thursday, that's today, dinner. What time do I want my food to get delivered? Well, I want to eat dinner at 5 o'clock. Okay, great. Place your order. Let me go back. I went through that fast. Hold on. So schedule date and time right here, right where my mouse is, kind of in the middle. It opens up this window. Make sure you're on the right day that you want it for, because you can select several. You can go up to a couple of days ahead of time. I don't recommend that. Just people forget, you don't know what you're going to want to eat on Saturday. And then all of a sudden I ordered a tuna sandwich. You know what? I really don't want that tuna sandwich. I'm feeling more like roast beef. It gets to get cumbersome. So I personally don't recommend, but sometimes some people have appointments and they want to make sure they're going to get their food. So what works for you? So dinner times, here's my thing. I'm going to select the time that I want and then hit the place order button. This is going to take you to the menu for that time slot you chose. You have, it starts with appetizers, soups, salads. As you scroll down the screen, the menu continues on. Then you have your specials and what's on the menu. Okay, on the regular, all the ways available, some sides that will go with those, dessert, and coffee. So it's going back up to the top of the screen. Let's go ahead and set an order. The add to order button is, here's the shrimp cocktail on the upper left. I want to order that. My add button is a little bit lower and to the right of whatever it is that you want. So I'm going to select that. And if you look on the far right of your screen, there's an order preview. This is like your little summary. This is your basket. On other websites, they would call it your shopping cart. Whatever you want to call it, this is what you're planning on getting. This is what's in your basket, okay? So I want shrimp cocktail. I would love the creamy carrot ginger soup. I only want a cup of that because I already got the shrimp cocktail. What else do I want? I'm gonna have some pork chops. That sounds fantastic, okay? So I look it over, my order preview. That's looking like a oh no, it's not a well-rounded meal. I need like spinach or something. We'll get a baked potato. There we go. Now that's a well-rounded meal. And I'm going to check out. You have checkout button right below the order preview in green, right-hand side of your screen, and you have a cancel button. You decide, you know what, my kid just called me. They want to take me out to an amazing restaurant to eat. Instead, I need to cancel out of this and ditch. You hit cancel right here. And that will just, it'll ask you, do you really want to cancel this order? You either, yes, you do, and that'll take everything out of your cart, or no, I hit that on accident, let me continue. So I'm going to do that instead. I'm going to continue. Hit checkout so that we can move on to the next step. Again, it's going to take a little while. And there wasn't much that I was able to convince them to get that to work a little quicker. So, but I promise you, patience will pay off. Starting up here, it'll tell your order summary. Once you get to this point, your order, I cannot stress this enough, your order has not been placed yet. It has not gone anywhere other than your screen that you're looking at. I've had a lot of residents get to this point and get frustrated because they come down to pick up their order and it's not there because we didn't get it yet. Okay, so when you're here, this is still a summary, it's still in review. You can change, oh, I didn't really want delivery, I want to pick it up. So you can click change and change it and go back through. So, which means you start all over again. So I apologize for that. But if you really needed it changed, you can do that. So I'm going through this quickly to get back to where we were. I just wanted to show you what would happen. I changed my mind, I want the flank steak. Okay, so I hit checkout again. Here's our summary page. If you want to send an instruction to the kitchen for whatever reason, please add a fork. You're going to eat outside. You can do that. And it says it right here in the middle. I don't know if you see, I just kind of highlighted it there a little bit in blue. That's where your note will go. It will be posted. You'll be famous. Your words will be posted in all of our screens in our kitchen. For the cooks to read, okay? And they'll pass that information on. So that's the plus instructions one. If you've realized that you forgot to add that spinach I was talking about, or cabbage, or some other leafy green, then you go back there and it'll take you back here. You still have on the right-hand side, you still have what you already put in your cart, right? And then, oh, there's the cabbage. There we go. Add on what it is you want. You go through the process again, hit checkout. Here's another one of those things that I'm not fond of as a feature in the system. And so I'm warning you about it right now. You notice in this middle section where I had put my note about a fork, it's gone. It went away. When you went back to fix and add items on, it doesn't know if that note applied to something that maybe you took off of your meal or what that was all about. So if you have to go back and add items or do something different, you have to add your instructions in again, otherwise they won't get it. Please, add a fork, please. And then there it is again, it'll be ready to go. Okay. It looks like a good meal to me. So I'm going to send it on. I'm ready to send it to the kitchen. You want submit, purchase, whatever you want to call this button right here that is kind of flashing in the middle with a little person there. Pay on account. That's where the magic happens. So you click on that button. And while it's sending your order over to the kitchen. Actually, it's sitting it in a queue because we did a delay on this one. It's going to think. It's not broken. It just takes a minute. But when it is done, a receipt is going to pop up on your screen. It's the same receipt that you see in the, there it is, that you see in the, when you come in the dining room. If you don't see this receipt, your order has not gone through. You're also going to receive an email with the same exact picture on there. So if you don't see this right here, your order didn't go through. Okay. And again, there's been some frustration with this, like, oh, I know, but if you don't do that one final step, it really holds you up. So down here, I'm going to point out just a couple more things in ordering, and then we'll move over to the really exciting part of making reservations. There's 2 buttons down here. Log out's pretty self-explanatory, so I'm not going to click that one. It does exactly what you think it would do. It'll log you out. Continue is a confusing one. It's kind of, it really goes nowhere as far as I'm concerned, because you hit it and it takes you what looks like back to your order, but you already sent your order. You saw your receipt. It was sent to the kitchen. So you're not continuing on your order. This is now a second order if you did put anything else in at this point. So you could hit cancel. If you see in the very bottom right-hand corner, there's a cancel button that we looked at before. Hit that one and it'll say, are you sure you want to cancel this order? Remember, you already sent your previous order where it actually had food on it. So that's done. The order that you're canceling is this one that has nothing over here. There's nothing in your basket. So you're canceling a lot of nothing. So just hit yes, clear my cart, and it'll take you back to the home page. I apologize. That's a little confusing, that button, but it's there and we can't get rid of it at the moment. So that is ordering. Before I go to reservations, Megan, was there any questions about ordering specifically or logging on?
Nope, I think you covered it. There aren't any questions.
Wow. Okay, cool. We'll go. Everybody's here for reservations. That's what it's for. That's why. Okay, so let's look at that. So over, you got your 4 buttons there in the front. On the far right-hand side there, you got make reservations with like a little calendar thing. So we're going to click on that. Let me think. Tonight. So tomorrow, we will have White Oak Grill back up in here as well to start taking reservations for when they open. But for today, you click on Riverview. And it's only going to show the week that we're in. I don't know if you see that top week, Sunday through Saturday, right? Then it will show 2 full weeks after. It doesn't mean those are the only days you could schedule for. It just means that's what we're going to show you. If you want to schedule, right now we do limit how far out we allow reservations for. So right now it's going to the 19th of June, if I'm not mistaken. So if you want, I need something for June 7th. So you're going to click right here where you have the date written out on the bottom. I don't know if you see my mouse moving back and forth. It says view more dates. Click that. It's going to bring up a calendar. Up in the top right corner of that little square calendar, click the arrow to take you to advancing months. Click on the date that you want, and you'll see it highlighted here. In this case, because it was on the menu, it's highlighted here too, but you'll see it highlighted here. And then you hit next. But before I go there, I want to take your attention up to the very, very, very top. There you got the Riverview logo in the top left corner. Then you have this weird little icon of sorts, kind of a calendar thing, a little clock thing, and a little person thing. As we go through each step of the process, you will see that change as you add on more details to your reservation, okay? So I'm gonna go to the next button to take we picked out June 7th, that's the date we wanna come in. There is a next button right here next to that date. Click that. And it's going to ask you how many people do you want in your reservation. It could be for just you. That's absolutely fine. And we will seat you with others, I promise, because we don't have enough room to put 1 person per table in there. I think most people probably have come into the dining room by now, but if not, every table is an open table so that we can get the most out of the dining room in the short time we have with the limited capacity that we have. So even if you put one, you'll get sat with somebody else. But say there's a group of you that you know that wants to come, click 4. And then that's going to take you to the next step. I'm going to go back to the top again. And I said those fields will get filled in as we go along. So the calendar, we know that it's for June 7th. That's the date we're making for 4 people over here. Now all we have left is what time do we want to come in? Do I want to have lunch? Do I want to come in for dinner? I want to come in for dinner. I will say and kind of warn right now, the times between a little bit before 5 and 6 o'clock are our busiest. We are always booked solid. So if you come into this screen and you don't see a time, it's because it's full, okay? But if it's here, that means you could probably make a reservation. So I'm gonna come in at 5. You get to this screen, that 5 o'clock filled in. If you want to put everybody's name in here, you're more than welcome to do so. It's not necessary. But you can list who you're going to be with. And because these accounts are all linked, we have it linked with our Visual Touch database. We know who you are. We know where you live, so to speak. So we don't need your phone number. We don't need your email address. We already have all that. So you can get here and say, cool, I'm great, and hit submit reservation. And your reservation has been saved. I want to go back over. I will get to this in just a second. I want to go back over here and show you what that's going to look like if there's nothing available. Okay, so we'll look at today because I'm sure that will be busy. So we look at here, dinner 4 and 4:30. There's nothing after that. That means we're booked after that. So it's not broken. It's not doing something else. An alien didn't invade. It's just, we're full. So, okay. I'm going to go back to my dashboard. And I want to show you that page that we came to. This is your My Reservations page. It will bring you here when you complete a reservation. You can also get there, if I was on the dashboard, on the left-hand side, where those green buttons are, where they're changing colors over there, click My Reservation. It will take you to that same page right there. This is, so what you can cancel your reservation here. Just click cancel, oops, cancel. Are you sure you really want to do that? Yes, I am. And then again, it'll think, and you say, okay. Now, I have gotten this next question more than any other or comment. I cannot change an existing reservation. Here's how it works. So I'm going to change the June 7th at 5 o'clock. You're going to click edit. It looks like it's taking you back out to the reservation system, which I guess technically it is, but you're still in your same reservation. So you're going to click Riverview. If you look at the top where those red letters are, that's your reservation. That's the one I clicked on that I want to edit. So that is the one you're editing. So you could edit at this point, the date. No, I still want to come in on June 7th. Hit next. But I only want, it's just going to be for me now. My friends had to do something else. And do I want to keep it at 5? No, since it's just me, I'll come in at 4:30 so I can get home and watch the news. And then you just hit submit. Okay. And then you click OK. And then it takes you back out. And if you look here, June 7th, change to 4:30 for only one person. So that's how you edit your reservation. That's how you make a reservation. Let me see if what I missed in my notes. I don't know if I did. I highly, now that you know how to do this, I highly encourage you to do it this way. It will alleviate a lot of stress on the system, but it also, I think, alleviate a lot of stress for you, because you won't have to wait in line. You won't have to try to make a call and have somebody call you back. You won't have to, it's totally in your control this way. If you continue to have problems with getting on, or you're like, Lisa, I got a question, I need you to show me this, or I just can't get past this point, please ask me. I'm more than happy to help you get past whatever question you may or may not have. I'm in this all the time, every day. I'm really familiar with how to get around it. And I am very, very happy to come and help you to get to figure out how to do this, because I don't think the reservations are going to go away anytime soon. Megan, any questions at this point?
Let's see, a couple just came in. How do you add people to an existing reservation?
Okay, so we'll pick the one that I only have one person on there on June 7th. Right here, there's an edit column. I don't know if you see the thing highlighting where my mouse is. Click edit on the row that you want to change. And it'll take a second to think. It looks like you're going back out to make a new reservation, but you're actually editing the one that you just clicked on. Promise. So click Riverview. Unless you wanted to change it to White Oak. Oops, I accidentally did Riverview, I meant White Oak, then you would hit White Oak. But in this case, Riverview. If you look at the top, it has your original reservation information right there in red. This is the reservation we're editing. So I don't want to come in on the 7th anymore, since none of my friends are coming with me. I had to change it from 4 to 1 a minute ago. So I'll go on the 9th when they can all come, and we'll make it so up here, look where the red is. It changed to the 9th. Click on the 4, because now all my friends can come. Changed my up on the top again, I'm with the red, changed it to 4 people. I'm going to keep it at 4:30 because I still want to watch the news. And click next. And you've added 3 people. You don't have to add their names. If you want to, that's great, that's fine. But we just need the number of people. We don't need to know their names. And then you just hit submit reservation. This will take us back out to the My Reservations page in a second. And as you'll see, June 9th is this line here used to say June 7th. It's now June 9th. We kept the time the same, and I changed it from 1 person to 4.
So if there isn't enough seats for 4 people, does it hide that option?
It does. Once it gets too many. If you hit 4 and it only has room for 1, it'll say there's an error message that pops up that says that reservation's not available at this time, or something to that extent.
Okay.
If it lets you make it, then you're good. You're golden.
Great. The other question that came through was, is there a way for you to choose where exactly you sit?
No. Not at this time, and I apologize. Because seating is so restricted with the number of tables, I was amazed when I had to redo the floor plan in Visual Touch, which is the system that the staff uses to put in your orders, just how many tables we took out of that dining room to meet the 50% occupancy. And so because of that, we don't always know what tables are going to be available and things like that. If it's something really special, like a huge anniversary or something, let us know, or maybe put a note in there, and we can do what we can. But no, we're not making any promises at this time. There is, real quick, let me go back there, because there is a place in the reservations that you can leave us a note. And let me show you that real quick. So we're here. We're going to make a reservation for Saturday, blah, blah, blah. For 4:15. Special instruction right here, like it says Lisa right here, and then my phone number, and then add a special instruction. We see these. So Lisa's birthday, not really, but Lisa's birthday. And then we will see that in the reservation system that there's something special going on, and then hit submit. So that's one way to let us know, and we'll do what we can, but no promises with the restricted seating, unfortunately.
There's a question, it looks like it's about online ordering.
Okay.
If you're ordering one of the specials, do the sides automatically come with it?
It does. However, if you wanted, so online ordering right here, and let's look at dinner tonight. So here's our special, and you see, well, I don't like green beans. I can't eat green beans, but I like the cream peas. You could hit add to order, and you go to your checkout. And again, it's thinking. In the instructions, you can put, you know, no green beans, please. Add creamed peas instead, or whatever. Steamed cabbage, that's the other thing we have on the menu. Whatever it is, you can put that in there. And like I said, these notes go directly to the cooks. It comes up on their screen that they cooked from, along with all the other orders that are placed from the dining room itself. And they'll see that and they'll make the changes. If it's a vegetable for a vegetable, it's not a big deal. Like, you know, like in this case, green beans for creamed peas, because you don't like green beans, that's absolutely fine. But if you're like, well, I don't want green beans, I really want a second piece of flank steak, yeah, that's not going to work. That's not quite an even trade. So hopefully that answered your question.
There was another question here asking, do you have to use your house phone number or can you use your cell?
You don't have to use any phone number. You don't have to put a number in there.
Cool, easy.
Yeah.
Can you reserve a table for more than 4 people?
Not at this time. If you have a bunch of friends though, and if 2 of you make reservations, we could try to sit the tables next to each other, but we can't put more than 4. We're still trying to keep somewhat distance without keeping somewhat distance. I don't know, it's kind of confusing, but that's where we're at right now. That may change.
That was the last question. Oh, another one came through. Oh, is it possible to increase the font size in the portal?
Sadly, no, not at this time. Yeah, I might, let me look into it more. It's not an easy thing that I could go switch on and off. It's something that they would have, they being Visual Touch, the company, would have to go change some of their coding for. And so it's not something that they've given me access to. It's something that I've asked them to add, is to let me have a little more, and all the other customers have a little more flexibility with color schemes and font sizes and pictures and things like that. And it's on the horizon, but I don't know how far out, kind of a thing. You might be able to, and I don't know this for certain, so maybe a real techie person, because I'm not a real techie person, I'm just somebody who's kind of fascinated with it. But somebody out there who might know how to increase the page size, like I know sometimes when you're in Word or whatever, you can go beyond 100%. Maybe there's a way to do that within your computer. I don't know. That might help until we get a better solution.
Well, I'm not seeing any more questions roll in.
Awesome. Well, thank you all for who have come. I appreciate it. And like I said, please feel free to shoot me an email, ask me any questions, whatever you would like. Because it's important for us to make sure that you understand how to use it and you feel comfortable, because I think it'll be a lot easier for you in the long run as well as for us.
Thank you, Lisa. It was wonderful.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye, everybody.